Canada and the United States are entering a new political and economic era shaped by trade wars, immigration changes, affordability pressure, border politics, and government power struggles. This video breaks down what's happening right now in Canada and the USA, the recent policies affecting everyday people, and what may be ahead in 2026 and beyond. If you care about money, jobs, immigration, housing, taxes, inflation, and the future of North America, this is a video you need to watch till the end. The next 12 months could change everything. Something big is happening in Canada and the United States. And no, it's not just normal politics. It's deeper than elections, deeper than party slogans, deeper than what most people see on social media. Because right now, both countries are rewriting the rules of money, borders, jobs, trade, and power. And what happens next could affect millions of ordinary people. Not long ago, many people believed the future would only get better, work hard, pay your bills, raise your family, and life would slowly improve. But now, in both Canada and America, people are asking the same painful questions. Why is life getting more expensive? Why does housing feel impossible? Why are governments becoming more aggressive? And why does the future feel less stable than before? That feeling is not random. It's political. It's economic. It's already shaping the next chapter of both nations in the United States. Donald Trump's administration has pushed a much more aggressive governing style. Through tariffs, immigration crackdowns, executive orders, and institutional pressure, the White House expanded America First trade actions, and 2026 has also seen new executive actions on day and continued immigration restrictions. While Congress has been stuck in a funding fight over Homeland Security, that means the U.S. political system is not just debating policy. It is increasingly operating through power moves. And for everyday people, that translates into real fear, tougher immigration enforcement, more uncertainty for migrants and visa holders, trade tensions that affect prices, and a government that feels more confrontational than cooperative. The big message from America right now is simple: control first, stability later. And history shows that when governments start governing from pressure and reaction, ordinary people often carry the heaviest cost. Canada, on the other hand, is moving through a different kind of political shift the government has been trying to present itself as a stability-first alternative, especially as economic anxiety, housing stress, and trade uncertainty keep rising. Budget 2025 emphasized affordability, housing, sovereignty, security, and economic resilience. While recent immigration plans reduced temporary resident targets and held permanent resident admissions at lower levels, that tells you something important. Canada is no longer acting like population growth and open expansion can continue at the old pace. The country is trying to slow down, rebalance, and protect itself. Why? Because Canada is under pressure from all sides: housing shortages, cost of living anger, immigration system strain, slower growth, and trade dependence on the U.S. Even the Bank of Canada has openly warned that the economy is being reshaped by U.S. protectionism, lower immigration growth, and structural change. So while America looks louder, Canada is quietly adjusting too, and quietly does not mean harmless. One of the biggest forces shaping both countries right now is trade war politics. The United States imposed major tariffs in 2025 and escalated some Canada-related tariff actions, while Canada kept retaliatory measures on sectors like steel, aluminum, and autos, even after removing many other counter-tariffs. That may sound technical, but for ordinary people, it means something very simple. Higher political tension can become higher living costs. Trade fights can affect food supply chains, jobs, manufacturing, car prices, construction materials, and business confidence. And when governments start using trade like a weapon, citizens often end up paying for wars they never started. Canada's response now appears to be diversification, trying to rely less on Washington by expanding trade elsewhere, including pushing for a Mercosur deal. That's a major signal. Even allies are preparing for a less predictable future. So what comes next? Here's the honest answer. 1. More political polarization. Both countries are likely heading deeper into identity politics, economic nationalism, and public anger. to harder immigration systems, not necessarily closed borders, but more selective, more restrictive, and more political immigration systems, especially in response to public pressure. 3, more pressure on affordability, housing, groceries, transport, and basic survival will remain central political issues because if people cannot afford life, no slogan will save any government. 4, more executive power and emergency-style politics. The U.S. is already showing what that can look like. Canada may remain calmer institutionally, but it will still face pressure to act faster and harder. 5, a new North American mindset, less trust in globalization, less faith in old systems, more emphasis on self-protection, national interest, and economic survival. And maybe that's the biggest truth of all. This is not just a political season, it's a survival season, a season where governments are trying to protect power. Countries are trying to protect themselves, and ordinary people are just trying to protect their future. So if you're watching politics right now and feeling uneasy, you're not imagining it. Because Canada and America are changing, and the people who prepare early, financially, mentally, and strategically will survive this era better than the people who stay distracted. The next chapter of Canada and America will not belong to the loudest people. It will belong to the most prepared.